All right, folks, here we go. We're going to do some overtime. We already did our show, Goze. But when one of the top superstars in the sport, you find out they're in your town, you try and fish them out. You know, you corral them. And Colby has been gracious enough to come to the studio and give us some time. So we're doing a little bit of MMA Junkie Radio overtime with the champ himself, Colby Covington. What's up, Colby? How you doing?
Doing good, man. Enjoying Vegas, living the American dream. Thanks for having me out.
Man, what a week for you.
Man, it's been very eventful, to say the least, you know, but that's what this is all about, man. I came to give a show for the fans because it's been boring on the other end.
I remember telling you when you and Dana weren't seeing eye to eye originally, you know, hey, why don't you fly into Las Vegas and just sit down with the guy? The guy likes to do that. He likes to have one-on-ones. You guys hash it out, squash it, shake hands, and then it's over, right? When I found out you were in town and we started talking a few days ago, I really thought that was your plan. I knew Dan Lambert was in town, so I thought, oh, him and the manager, they're going to roll in there, sit down, discuss business, shake hands, and bounce. Boy, was I wrong. You went Jimmy Mouth of the South Heart on us. You got the megaphone. You're disrupting the open workouts, Kamaru Usman. And then after that, you actually have a confrontation with Dana White at the Palms. What the hell?
I love it, man. Chaos is unpredictable. You don't know what I'm going to do next.
True.
I got a lot of tricks up my sleeve. You haven't seen nothing yet. If you think you've seen something out of me yet, just wait. I got a lot left saved in the tank.
Well, it's only Friday, right? And you're going to be here for a while. What percentage of this master plan have you gone through so far?
I'd probably say 60%.
There's still more. That's that much more?
There's still more. You know, I've already, crashed Dana White, broke up the open workouts. I was outside after the weigh-ins today hanging out with the fans, hundreds of fans coming up to me, shaking hands, kissing babies, doing the whole work. So, no, what other champion's doing that, man? Not only do I go visit the troops, with money out of my dime. The UFC didn't fly me out here. I got my own private jet. I put myself up in my own hotel. They didn't tell me to come here and do this. I did this on my own, took the own initiative. So, that's what I do. That's what separates me from everybody else.
I saw that. That private jet looks slick.
Dude, that was awesome, man.
Yeah, you're rolling. All right, so how would you describe the meeting with Dana White? But for real, this is MMA Junkie Radio, I mean, I know you said some politically correct things and what you needed to say, but what really went down there? Because the camera went off, so obviously you guys went somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, we're not friends. But that's the thing. We're doing business. We're not supposed to be friends, We're doing business. We're making money. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. I would say it was a pretty productive meeting. I think by the end of this weekend, after the dust is settled, I will have an answer and a resolution to either fighting for the title next and defending my title that I never lost, or I'm getting a release. It's going to be one of the two after this weekend.
You told us you think Woodley is going to win about a few months ago. You sticking to that?
I'm sticking to that. I think Woodley's going to starch Usman within the first 2 rounds, and that'll be the end of the Snoozman story. But, no one even cares about this fight, man. It's sad, man. They don't know how to promote a fight or sell a fight, and they're not even. I'm the one making welterweight great again. They ain't out here on the campaign trail, I
saw that on the way in. They're like all over the walls. People are handing them out.
Right? The people's.
We came into the studio and some people had already posted them. So wow, this thing's really taking off.
There's a locked door here. I don't know how he was able to do it, but they're up there on the wall. I mean, come fight night, Colby. Where will you be sitting for this fight?
To be honest, I don't even have that planned out yet. I didn't have planned out with Dana. I didn't have the workouts. Things just come about in the last minute. I don't plan things out, I do it impromptu, and that's kind of how it's going to go on Saturday night. When
you ran into Dana White, this is something that we were talking about on the show. It's a gaming area. You're not supposed to record. Some people think he didn't want you to record because of that, and other people just thought, shit's about to go down. I don't want to be on film for this. What feeling did you have?
I could tell he was really pissed and frustrated, so he must have been losing a bunch of money on the blackjack table. But I also noticed that his security guards were getting a little hostile, so my security guard stepped in. So I thought it was going to get a little physical at first. So, I put the camera down. I'm like, okay, we're going to have to go fist to blows. These guys think they're going to mess with a pro fighter. They're going to get knocked into another dimension. So, but at the end of the day, we talked, and it was good to talk to him. We haven't been able to sit down and actually have a talk, and to finally talk and get to the bottom of things, and that was good. So
his bodyguards were actually there as well.
Yeah, his bodyguards stepped up, were about to put their hands on me, and then my Samoan bodyguards, I had about 5 Samoan bodyguards. They stepped right up.
So it wasn't just you and the dreadlock guy.
No, it wasn't just me and the dreadlock guy.
Okay, so you had security. You were rolling that deep.
Yeah, I was rolling deep, man.
Oh, okay. And so they stood, you stood, and Who took a step backward?
They took a step
Oh,
backward.
they did? All right.
With Dana White, with all that money, man, you would think he would get an actual down team, man. His team wasn't about it, man. They were like, oh, okay, like, oh, I see you guys are real, man. You guys aren't playing around. So, you know, that's pretty sad. Dana, like, got all that money, and he's getting these bum security guards that are a bunch of pussies.
Where'd you get the backup? They came with you from the 305, or is that locals?
No, these are locals. I knew these guys from, they used to play in football, and I got a hookup actually with my buddy Michael Mizrachi. He's a professional poker player, and
The Grinder.
The Grinder.
Okay.
He's the king of Vegas, man. He's been taking care of me. He's put a security team with me, you know, put me up at my hotel, and you know, I got a lot of love for Grinder for helping me out this weekend.
Wow. Okay, so the camera shut off, and they got intense there for a while. And then what happened? Were you guys able to talk it out there, or did you guys have to go to a back room or out in the streets? What happened?
Yeah, he just backed away from the blackjack table for a little bit. We had about a 5-minute conversation, and we squared things away, hashed it away, and you know, I think he has a better understanding of what's going on now. You know, we're not friends. I'm not his friend. I don't give a shit about Uncle Fester, Dana White. All I care about is doing business, winning fights, and putting on the best show in the world. That's what we're here for, to please the fans, man. No one else is pleasing the fans right here. That's why I'm the people's champ. I'm here to please the fans.
I heard a strong point you made on another show on our channel, the Luke Thomas Show. You said that their doctors, the UFC doctors, were the ones that recommended the nasal surgery or suggested it, or can you clarify that?
Absolutely. You know, that's the difference with the surgery that I had back in September before Woodley had to fight in Dallas with Till is that's what Dana's trying to hold against me, and he said that at the blackjack table. He's like, you got to accept fights when I give them to you. I'm like, dude, I've never turned down one fight in the world. I've accepted Woodley in January, I accepted in November. The only time I didn't accept was September in Dallas because I got a legit sinus surgery. I had a deviated septum and chronic sinusitis. That's not something to be joked around with, man. You got mucus draining from your nose to your lung. You can't breathe in a fight, so you're keeping your mouth open to fight. That's how you get your jaw broken. So it was unfair and unethical for them to try and book me that quick on a surgery. And it was their doctors who gave me the surgery. Their doctors who said, hey, you're not cleared to fight in September. You're good to go October, November, and we're all good. So that's why it's crazy how Dana switched his stance. In the Till fight, he was like, oh, Colby's next. And then just all of a sudden, he's like, oh, Colby's got to earn his back way.
I remember that. I remember after the fight, he still stated you were next. He changed his mind somehow when Kamaru fought RDA. But is this something that affected you in the RDA fight, the nasal? Because that's something the doctors diagnosed then, or that was something you brought to them? Or? Yeah,
it was something we knew about before then, and I told Dan Lambert, my agent, and Dan was like, you know, you got to weigh your risk to reward. You don't know how many times you're ever going to get that shot to fight for a title. And when I accepted that title fight, that was to go down in Brazil and put my life on the line. When I was getting death threats and $50,000 bounty was on my head in Brazil, they wanted me dead. And I still accepted the fight in Brazil and Rio de Janeiro and was willing to do a favor for the UFC and was willing to fight, you know. And I ended up going into the fight with, you know, a deviated septum and chronic sinusitis. So, you know, the UFC doesn't give me enough credit for what I do, and it's not fair, and I'm not going to be treated like that anymore. You see after this weekend my worth.
Where'd you hear about the bounty? I never heard that one. I mean, I knew that there was death threats, but I figured it was some of them nerds that you're always bashing. I figured it was Brazilian nerds or something.
Yeah.
But this was like something for real that you guys took serious?
No, this is something very serious. Like the favelas and a couple of the gangs out there had put a bounty on my head, and a couple of the Brazilian fighters brought it to my attention. And then, you know, that got back to the UFC. They're like, yeah, we can't have this fight in Brazil, Colby. We can't risk him dying under our watch, so we got to put this in Chicago.
The chicks must have been disappointed, though, right? They knew you were coming?
Dude, all the Brazilians that are in my DMs, it's unbelievable, man. They love me over there, but you know, it's okay. You know, they can come to America. You know, I'm not going back there and put my life on the line.
Do you have any nights open, or they're all taken up by the other? I know all these other girls down there hounding you.
Dude, it's been a crazy weekend, man. I mean, a lot of cardio work in the bedroom. People don't realize, man, I'm always working, man. I'm out here in Vegas working on my cardio, and I'm just getting better every day. You haven't seen the best yet of Colby Chaos Covington.
All right.
Now, Colby, you said it's a 5-minute conversation. Dana says his piece. Everything that you just explained to us makes sense. What was his counter to what you said?
He was like, I get it, man, I get it, but, you know, we've already done this, and let's see what happens tomorrow, Saturday night, and then, you know, you're probably going to be next. But he didn't give me a definite answer that I was going to be 100% next, so that's why I'm still pissed off. It's like, I'd be happy and okay right now if he would have just came out and said, you're next 100%, but he still gave me the ring around the rosy and beat around the bush, and I'm not okay with that. You either release me or you give me my title shot.
We gave the Rocky 3 scenario of Clever Lang when he's sitting front row and he's watching the fights. If you're that guy and Kamaru Usman and Tyron Woodley lock eyes with you, who do you think your presence just being there would affect more?
See, the thing is that I've been living rent-free in Snoozman and Tyquo's head the last couple years, so it would affect them both dramatically. I know Usman's trying to brush it off like that didn't play a big deal at the open workouts the other day, but I'm definitely in his head right now. He knows who the king of this division is. He knows who the blockbuster draw is. So, I think I'm in both their heads, and I'm not going to be there, though, front row for them. I'm not going to give them that satisfaction. Maybe I come out from the tunnel and rush the cage. Who knows? You don't know what I'm going to do next.
Make sure you don't go over, man. It's a big
don't
fine.
do that.
Is it?
Yeah, slip through the gate or something like that.
Good thing Dan Lambert's a billionaire. He could take care of the charge.
All right. Forgot. You roll deep. Yeah.
Roll deep.
During this time, we know what you've been kind of doing outside the cage, but in the gym, you've had some time to kind of work on things. They say that when you don't have a matchup, it's actually when you're getting even better. You're working all directed towards yourself. Can you talk about this little time, how your game has improved in the gym as well?
Yeah, during this time, it's really put a chip on my shoulder. It's pissed me off, that people still doubt me. They've been doubting me my whole career, and I still keep winning and proving them wrong. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I got back to the drawing board in the gym. I've worked on the skills and the areas that I need to work on to get better. And every time you see me fight, you see a better version of me. So what makes you think there's going to be anything different? Now I've got a longer layoff in between fights. You're only going to see completely different leaps and bounds of progression in my career. So I've evolved completely, and I'm ready for this next step. I'm ready to take over the UFC.
You taking your buddy to the fights?
Who's my buddy?
Megaphone?
Damn, I don't leave anywhere without this. Snoozman's boring. No one cares about Tyquill.
All right, so pretend that's Woodley and Usman. The fight just ended. Everybody's waiting for the judges to tally the scores or whatever, and the crowd's kind of like, quieting down a little bit, and you have a moment to pull that. What would you be yelling at those guys?
I would say congratulations on winning your
show us.
Congratulations on winning your #1 contender fight. This is the end of the road. You are going to make the biggest paycheck to fight me, but it's going to be in a losing effort.
All right. And you think Woodley will be the winner, though, in the end, huh?
I do believe that Woodley will be the winner, and I'm going to end his career and all that hype that he's trying to claim he's the greatest welterweight of all time. Everybody's going to find out I am the greatest welterweight of all time.
By the way, folks, this is a real belt. So this whole thing about they got stripped, I guess it's just, he accomplished winning the title against RDA. But I was looking, right, and this is a legit belt, man. When I picked it up and brought it over here without permission, hopefully you give me a pass on that. Your boy said it was okay, but you were talking to some girls over there who were handing you for autographs. But I love feeling it. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
So I understand how much that means to you. We've only been able to handle a few. Like Johnny Hendricks brought one in, and Valentina brought one in.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but there is a trick to them as how you can tell if they're real or not, and that one passes the test.
That one passes the test. But how much does that bad boy mean to you, man?
That boy means everything to me, man. I've been on this journey since I was 5 years old, and I always made promises to my mom that I was going to be a world champion, and you can't take that away from me. Anybody can say what they want. You can hate me, you can love me, but you can't take away the fact that I won a true world championship, and I'll have that for life, man. That's my legacy, and it's the history that I have in this sport.
Yeah, and I think that's your ticket in to fight the undisputed champion, whoever wins. You know what I mean?
I mean, my ticket should have been I'm the only MMA fighter with this thing that ever went to the White House in the history of the sport, but since it didn't, I'm hoping this is my ticket in next time.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing. Every time I see that picture, I tip my hat. I was like, wow. Right. Yeah, I remember you saying that, and I wasn't sure if it was going to.
I told you guys, man, I'm making welterweight great again. I'm not stopping until we're full ahead and we've taken over the whole division.
So you're going to gamble next, huh?
I put about $5,000 in bets, sports bets today, so hopefully they did good.
On sports? Fights?
Yeah.
The fights tomorrow or sports?
No, on basketball, hockey, a couple other sports, and I'll probably put some bets on the fights tomorrow. I got my boy Pedro Munoz fighting tomorrow.
Funny you should bring that up. I got the odds right here. Give me a parlay.
Shit.
Give me a three-teamer.
Three-teamer?
Yeah.
I like Pedro, Johnny Walker, and Zhang.
And Zhang?
Yeah.
All right.
That's a pretty nice one.
That's the Colby three-teamer right there.
That's a three-teamer.
Pedro Munoz, Willie Zhang, and Johnny Walker.
There's good value in it.
Yeah, because Walker's only a -130.
Yeah.
Zhang's only a -130. And Munoz is an underdog, so you get – yeah. So that right there, folks, will pay about 7 to 1, 6.5 to 1. You put 100, come back with 650 if you hit it.
Dang.
Not bad. I mean, I know you roll in thousands, but I'm giving the common man, their scenario.
Yeah.
Wow, this is cool. All right, I know we got to end things quickly here. Every in-studio guest, I ask them this question. Can you share a good street fight story with us? whether you back in the days of the Northwest or in the 305, if someone stepped to you in South Beach, whatever the club scene.
Yeah.
You got one for us?
I do have a crazy fight story with me and John Jones. Since he's fighting this weekend, it seems like a good theme. We're in Iowa Central, Fort Dodge, Iowa. We're at like a college party, and some of the townies come into the party to try and crash the party. You know, this college party, bunch of athletes, and these are like townies. And they came in, tried to crash the party. We beat their ass. It went into the street. There's like 40 people in the street. One guy comes up, hits me in the back of the head with a baseball bat, which I still have. A wooden bat.
Who goes to a party with a bat?
That's what I'm saying. They ran to the car after we beat them up inside and went to the streets.
Oh.
They were parked outside. They went to the car, get the wooden bat.
One of them hits me with Bones?
it. No, it was me, Bones, and probably like 6 or 7 other wrestlers.
Joe Soto with you?
Joe Soto was with us.
Okay.
Wow.
A guy named Nate Willard.
So it was like 7 against 40.
Yeah, it was probably like 7 versus 20.
Okay, and you guys were holding their own, kicked their ass, but then they came back?
Beat the shit out of them, man. Taking them down on the concrete, dropping them on their head. Guys knocking out left and right. I mean, I got knocked in the head with the baseball bat. Didn't even put me down. It just like people started screaming, "Oh my God, look at the back of Colby's shirt." I had like a white shirt on. It was just bloody and just all blood coming down. And then we just freaking cleaned him out, man. Left him unconscious and then left, because we knew the cops were coming.
Damn.
Dude, that was a crazy.
You
man.
run, right? If you see that, if you hit someone in the head with a bat and they brush it off, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah. If that didn't do the trick, what else are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think anybody in the college days is trying to cap each other. So yeah, the bats as far as you can take it. If that don't work, that's that. Wow, that's a good one, Colby. I like it.
We need to find like a new protection that we have in our studio because apparently these don't work.
Man, that's scaring me, man.
Show them, guys. That's a gift from one of our listeners. Check that out.
So
Pretty
they
cool.
put our names on it. Brandon from Louisville. He made a Louisville slugger.
Yeah, he's
Man,
from
that's
Louisville,
awesome.
so he brought us a Louisville slugger.
Nice. It's got good weight on it, you know.
Yeah. Now you're scaring me. I've never picked against them, have I?
I think you did last fight.
No way.
Nah.
Against let me see. Your last one was RDA. No, I didn't pick RDA.
Okay.
I can Google myself to prove it. Yeah, I come clean when the fighters. If they ask me, I'll come clean and go, man, I did have the other guy, but I don't think I have because Masvidal's we share mutual acquaintance, and we've known him forever. We used to sponsor him when we were Tag Radio back in the day.
Dang.
And he told us about you a long time ago. You helped him get a lot better, and I know you helped him, get better. But he told us, man, this guy's he's not just a wrestler who comes from collegiate wrestling or whatever. I mean, the dude works hard. The dude's committed. The dude keeps getting better at the striking. He's in the gym all the time. So from then on, I kind of knew you had some promise. You had to obviously win these fights, but still, I don't think I've ever picked against you.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you giving me the honest opinion. There's a lot of fake news journalists these days.
I'm going to Google myself in the meantime. Goze and Dan, you have anything else for Colby?
I just want to know. You said there's 40% out there. You can't give us a hint as to what's next?
I can't.
What time are you going to bed tonight?
Chaos is unpredictable. To be honest, I don't know. Probably not till like 6 a.m. because I got 2 chicks on different dates that I got to get lined up with. So yeah, I'm meeting one at Omnia, and then afterwards we're gonna meet back at the Palms with one of my other girls.
What did you think? What did you think of the fan reaction to everything you did?
Oh man,
hey man, there were a lot of people on board.
Dude, the fans loved it, man. Today outside the stadium when I was signing, kissing babies, shaking hands, giving out these "Make Welterweight Great Again" World Championship signs. Everybody, they were loving it. Everybody wanted to take pictures. All the girls wanted to get close. It was a good time, man. The security actually had to kick us off the premises. I think UFC found out about it, and they were like, yo, get him off the premises. And, the cops came out coming after me. So I was like, you know what? I've already done enough crazy stuff, and I haven't went to jail yet. So let's try and stay out of jail until at least tomorrow night because I can't guarantee anything tomorrow night on fight night. I might end up in jail, and I don't care.
Well, on that note, it's a good time to say that I've never picked against Colby Covington. I can honestly say that, and he's even faced guys that I like Brian Barberina, who I know you got respect for the guys you fight and whatnot, but it's been hard to pick against you, Colby. I got to be honest, and I would come clean too. I have before.
He's right
against fighters that can, all you guys can.
I can prove it. George Garcia, I'm in last place. I get it. Don't make fun of that. What's that say right there? Covington, right? Goze, the 2017 champ, Covington.
Okay.
Dan's right there, Covington.
Really?
But this is the chance I get to throw my boss under the bus.
Oh.
Guess who took RDA, Rafael Dos Anjos, right there? His name's Simon Samano. And before we started, didn't some guy come up to you and go, "Hey, Simon, nice to meet you"?
Yeah, I think so. He was coming up
That's
to
him
me.
right there.
He was acting like a fanboy, but now I find out he's a hater, man.
Yeah, he didn't think you had the skills to win that right there.
He's definitely a virgin.
No, he's got a family. He's not that. But
Hey, science, man.
wasn't that perfect?
Science.
I mean, all I did, it was just a segment, and I had a chance to throw my boss under the bus.
That's
And I
awesome.
can get away with it. There's nothing you can say because,
Dang.
we were just scouring and looking at stat picks or whatever.
Yeah.
So perfectly executed. I got to give a shout out to myself.
Well, I hope you had a good time on our show, and next time when it's just Dan and I hosting the show, I hope you'll like
Today
it
was my
too.
last day, folks. I've
See
enjoyed
ya.
my run. All right, bro. Listen, thanks for stopping by. I hope things work out for you this weekend. My personal opinion is, I think if Woodley wins quickly, clean, maybe unanimous decision, I don't see how you're not next. Scary thing for me is those damn rematches that happen from time to time or controversy. But I got to ask you one more time. You're not taking another fight.
I'm not taking another
You're
fight,
waiting
man.
for the call.
I'm waiting for the title fight call. I was promised, in my paycheck that I'm getting a title fight and that I'm getting title pay my next fight. So I'm not taking anything less than title pay. I'll fight whoever. Yeah, I don't have to fight for the title, but I'm getting my title pay. I don't care who I'm fighting. I'll fight whoever. I'm obviously a draw against everybody in the division. Everybody in the division wants to fight me because they know I'm the biggest paycheck to take a loss. So, I'm not taking anything less than championship pay my next fight. Doesn't matter who they put in front of me. They're getting starched.
There you go. That's the message right there. All right. Follow him on Twitter at Colby Cov MMA. Colby, thanks for stopping by. Have fun
Thanks,
in
brother.
Vegas.
I appreciate it.
Anytime you're in town, hit us up, man. We'd love to have you co-host and do a whole episode with us.
I appreciate that, man.
All
Much
right,
love.
brother. All right. And that's it, man. We are out of here. Enjoy the fights. Keep it locked on MMA Junkie throughout the weekend.